leading to the floor, like a wine stain from a night we don't have anymore. I still leave the light on, the one by the stairs, just in case you get tired of the anywhere that took you away while I wasn't looking. The ghost of your laughter, the smell of your cooking, it's stuck in the curtains, it's under the rug, like a ghost in the hallway I'm longing to hug. I saw your handwriting on a scrap of a bill, don't forget milk, and I swear I stood still until the ice in my hand turned to water and salt. I'm overanalyzing whose pride was at fault. Was it the silence that grew like a wall, or the way that we stopped catching each other's fall? Now I'm reading the manual on how to be me, when I've spent half a decade just being a we. And the neighbors are asking, they see the dark windows, they don't know I'm drifting wherever the wind blows. I'm a house with no foundation, a sky with no blue, just a long empty corridor leading to you. Oh, I'm still chasing up forever, I still dream of the kind that we promised, the kind we were made of, before the I do turned to what did we do, and the me and you faded to somebody new. I'm a clock that's been broken, stuck on the hour when we were the garden and not just the flower. I'm waking up reaching for a hand that's not there, whispering forever to the cold morning air. I went to that park where the benches are green, the one where we hid so we wouldn't be seen. I sat in our spot and I closed both my eyes, and for one golden minute the truth was all lies. I felt your head on my shoulder, your breath on my neck. I was whole for a second, not a beautiful wreck, but the wind bit my cheek and the vision dissolved, leaving all of the problems we never resolved. Is forever a place or just a state of mind? quiet kind of torture. It's a beautiful lie to see you in every cloud in the sky. I'll keep the door unlocked, I'll keep the bed unmade, just in case the forever we lost hasn't completely decayed. Of whatever I still dream of.
The door didn't slam, it just clicked in the frame. A quiet punctuation to the end of your name. You left your spare key on the wood by the sink. In the time that it takes for a cold heart to blink, I watched from the window as you pulled from the curb. No shouting, no crying, not a single harsh word, just a red tail light bleeding into the gray, as the rest of our always just drifted away. I walked through the kitchen, the kettle was on, the steam was still rising, but you were already gone. The scent of your perfume still hung in the hall, like a shadow that wouldn't quite fade on the wall. We talked it to death, we'd run out of ifs. Two weary sailors on two different cliffs. We reached for the middle, but found only air. So we folded the map and we left it right there. And they say that the fire is the thing you should fear, but the cold is what kills when the ending is near. I'm a house with no windows, a sky with no blue, just a long empty hallway that used to be you. Oh, tiny silver bullet through my tired head. I almost called out, but the house was too still, and I knew that the sorry wouldn't pay for the bill. Are you driving in silence? Are you listening to us in the playlist we made on the back of the bus? Or have you already turned the volume too low? Well, I'm still here waiting for the final soft blow. I'd trade all this peace for a beautiful fight, for a reason to hate you in the middle of the night. But you were so kind as you tore me apart, leaving no jagged edges for this broken heart. How do I heal when there's nothing to mend? When we're still being civil at the very last end? Just scream at me once, just tell me a lie before the last of the us in me finally It's the weight of a goodbye that broke gently, like a glass in the grass, shattered silently. No thunder, no lightning, no dramatic rain, just a slow, steady leakage of a permanent pain. I was waiting for anger, I was praying for spite, anything better than this. All alright, now the silence is heavy, and the maybe is spent in the soft, aching echo of the goodbye that broke gently. The kettle stopped whistling. The tea is stone cold. I'm just a story that was too softly told. No bridges were burned. The screen on my phone is the only light in this room, a digital ghost in a hollowed out tomb. I'm scrolling through summers we spent by the lake, before every promise began to just break. I still haven't moved your favorite book from the chair. I can almost imagine the scent of your hair, but the air is just cold and the silence is deep, and I'm losing the secrets I wanted to keep. I passed by that bakery, the one down on the corner, I felt like a ghost or a quieted mourner. I saw a young couple just sharing a look, the kind that we had before the world shook. Do you ever wake up and reach for my side? Or did you find a place where the memories hide? I'm a map with no compass, a ship with no shore, just a heart beating loud for a love that's no more. And they say that the healing is found in the after, but all I can hear is the ghost of your laughter. I'm a sentence unfinished, a story half told, trying to survive in a world that's gone cold. Oh, I'm haunted by the rhythm of a heart that still longs for the you and the me and the where we belong. It's a physical ache, it's a pull in my chest, a hunger for a love that's been laid to rest. You walked out the door, you let go of the line, but I'm still protecting a love that was mine. It's a beautiful ruin, a jagged red song in the hollow aching echo of a heart that still longs. Yeah, a heart that still longs. I saw your reflection in a shop window pane, and for one split second I forgot all the pain. I almost reached out, I almost called your name, but the person who turned wasn't quite the same. Are you sleeping better? Did you find a new light? Or are you like me, still afraid of the night? I'm still wearing the jacket you bought me last year, taking away every wish you were here. Was it something I said? Was it something I missed? The magic that died in the last time we kissed. I'm screaming at shadows, I'm begging the wind to show me the place where our always first thing. Give me back the hell I'm standing on the porch where the wood starts to rot, tracing the outlines of the life we forgot. The sky is a bruise, a deep shade of indigo, and I'm watching the wind pick up speed as you go. The shutters are banging like a heart in a cage. I'm stuck on the ink of a tear-soaked page. We used to find shelter in the crook of an arm, thinking our always would keep us from harm. But the roof started leaking a long time ago, and we stayed in the kitchen just watching it grow. It's not just the thunder, it's not just the rain, it's the weight of the words that we couldn't sustain. And though it's a cold, jagged world in the gray, watching the light of us washing away. We were building a temple on a foundation of sand. Now I'm holding the wreckage with both of my hands. There's a flood in the hallway, a ghost in the hall, and I'm leaning my weight on a crumbling wall, trying to find shelter, trying to find warmth for our love beneath the storm. I saw your umbrella leaning by the front door, a black broken rib lying flat on the floor. I almost reached out just to move it aside, but I'm tired of hiding the things that have died. Remember the summer when the lightning was art, before every strike felt like a hole in the heart. Now the static is screaming, the power is out, and I'm drowning in silence and drowning in doubt. Yeah, the windows are rattling, the glass is so thin, and I'm finally letting the winter come in. It's not just the pressure, it's not just the sky, it's the never again in the back of your mind. And oh, it's a cold, jagged world in the gray, watching the light of us washing away. We were building a temple on a foundation of sand. Now I'm holding the wreckage with both of my hands. There's a flood in the hallway, a ghost in the hall, and I'm leaning my weight on a crumbling wall, trying to find shelter, trying to find warmth for our love beneath the storm. If I screamed at the clouds, would the rain stop its fall, or would the echo just bounce off the bathroom wall? I'm a shipwrecked survivor in a house made of wood, trying to remember when the weather was good. But the barometer's dropping, the anchors are gone, and I'm shivering here in the dark of the dawn. Yeah, it's a cold, jagged world in the gray, watching the light of us washing away. We were building a temple just the rain. Coffee's getting cold on your side of the table. I still set a plate like I'm strong, like I'm able to look at the door and not hope you walk through. But the air in this kitchen is heavy with you. I found your old sweater in the back of the hall. It still smells like the summer before the great fall, when we promised forever tucked under the sheets. Now I'm just a ghost haunting these empty streets. They say time is a healer, a thief in the night, but time's just a ceiling that's blocking the light. And I'm tired of trying to learn how to breathe in a world you decided you wanted to leave. Oh, it's the weight of the words that we never got to say. It's the ghost of your hand as it's slipping away. I'm a map with no compass, a ship with no shore, just a heart beating loud for a love that's no more. They tell me to move, they say let it go, but there's roots in my chest that continue to grow into the cracks of the life that we braided. Our love never broke, it just stayed and it faded. I saw your reflection in a stranger today. I almost called out, but the wind blew away the sound of your name that I've kept on my tongue, like a song from a choir that's already been sung. The photos are dusty, the frames are all cracked. I'm living in moments I can't ever get back. Is it easier for you? Did you find a new spark? Or are you like me, still afraid of the dark? Because time isn't healing, it's just making me old, while the story we started remains to be told. And I'm still the shadow that follows your feet, even though we're two circles that no longer meet. Oh, it's the weight of the words that we never got to say. It's the ghost of your hand as it's slipping away. I'm a map with no compass, a ship with no shore, just a heart beating loud for a love that's no more. They tell me to move, they say let it go, but there's roots in my chest that continue to grow into the cracks of the life that we braided. Our love never broke, it just stayed and it faded. I trade all my tomorrows for one yesterday, to tell you I'm sorry for drifting away, to hold you until the sun forgot how to rise, and see the whole universe back in your eyes. But the silence is screaming, the bed is too wide, and there's nowhere for this kind of sorrow to hide. Yeah, it's the weight of the words that we never got to say. It's the ghost of your hand as it's slipping away. I'm a map with no compass, a ship with no shore, just a heart beating loud for a love that's shape. Sitting on the hood of this rusted out car, looking for the light of a familiar star. But the sky is a blanket of charcoal and gray, like it's trying to hide all the ghosts of the day. Remember the rooftop, the wine in the glass. We swore that the years wouldn't let our love pass. We drew out a map of the galaxies above and claimed every planet in the name of our love. But the gravity shifted, the axis got tilted, and all of the lilies we planted have wilted. We're staring at blackness where light used to be. A blind man is leading a ghost out to sea. And oh, it's a cold, lonely sky tonight, watching the flicker of the very last light of our once bright stars falling down to the earth, losing their fire and losing their worth. We were the sun and the moon in a dance. Now we're just victims of a broken down chance. It's a long way to fall from the edge of the blue, and the stars in my heaven were always just you. I saw your silhouette in the glow of the street, but it was just the shadows in the midsummer heat, playing a trick on a heart that's too tired to remember the way that we used to be wired. We had the sparkle, we had the burn. Now I'm just waiting for the planets to turn back to a time when your hand was in mine and the constellations were perfectly aligned. Yeah, the gravity shifted, the axis got bent, and I'm wondering where all the oxygen went. We're staring at blackness where light used to be. I'm drowning in space while you're finally free. And oh, it's a cold, lonely sky tonight, watching the flicker of the very last light of our once bright stars falling down to the earth, losing their fire and losing their worth. We were the sun and the moon in a dance. Now we're just victims of a broken down chance. It's a long way to fall from the edge of the blue, and the stars in my heaven were always just you. Is there a telescope powerful enough to find the remains of our beautiful stuff? The I love yous that drifted past Jupiter's rings, the weightless, forgotten, and broken down things. Because I'm still a dreamer, with my head in the clouds, while you're moving fast through the city and crowd. were always just you. Our once bright stars, they're burning out one by one until there's nothing but the dark, just the I found the map we drew on a napkin at the diner, back when the coffee was hot and the world felt a little finer. You were pointing at the coast, I was looking at your eyes, thinking we were the only ones who'd never say goodbye. But the ink has started running where the water hit the page, and the static in the hallway is the only thing that's aged. I'm standing in the kitchen where the shadows used to dance, holding on to the ghost of a second-hand chance. They say the compass only breaks when you're looking at the sun, but we were blinded by the light before the race had even run. It wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a landslide or a roar. It was just the sound of a key that didn't fit the lock anymore. And oh, it was a quiet Tuesday, a morning draped in gray, on the day we lost our way and the colors started to fray. We were standing in the same room, but worlds apart in mind, leaving the best of who we were so far, far behind. There was no map for the silence, no guide for the cold, for a story that was ending before it had even been told. Yeah, the stars didn't fall, but the sky didn't stay on the long, lonely walk from the day we lost our way. I saw you at the station, you were checking on the time, like I was just a mountain that you didn't want to climb. The air between us was a wall made of brick and of glass. I was waiting for a hello, but I watched the moment pass. We used to speak in shorthand, a language made of two. Now I'm searching for a word that doesn't lead me back to you. I'm checking all the mirrors, I'm checking all the signs, but I'm just a drifter crossing over all the lines. Yeah, the compass didn't spin, it just pointed to the floor, and I realized that I wasn't the one you were looking for. It wasn't a tragedy, it wasn't a fight or a scream, just a slow, steady waking from a beautiful dream. And oh,
a ship with no sea, still looking for the person that you used to be. But the road has grown over and the signs have been torn, and I'm just a stranger who's weary and the sky didn't stay on the long, lonely walk from the day we lost our way. We lost our way in the middle of the street, in the heat and the sleet. Now I'm just wandering with a map that's all blank. The day we lost our way. The streetlights were humming a low, hollow tune, and the clouds have been chasing the edge of the moon. We were sitting in your car, the engine was dead, with 1,000 heavy pounds of the things we hadn't said. You were staring at the dashboard, I was tracing your sleeve, while the air in the cabin was begging to leave. The radio was static, just a white noise blur, but the silence was louder than we ever were. We didn't need a shouting match or a slam shut door to know that we weren't us anymore. It wasn't an explosion, it wasn't a spark, just a slow, steady fading into the dark. And oh, it was the night we knew without saying a word, the most painful goodbye that was never even heard. We were holding on tight to a ghost in a dream, while the fabric of always was ripping at the seam. I saw the light go out in the back of your eyes, beneath the velvet weight of the midsummer skies. Yeah, the clock didn't stop, but the world fell blue. between us was a canyon of doubt. I wanted to scream, I wanted to fight, to pull back the morning and bury the night. But how do you argue with a heart that's gone cold, with a story that's already been bought and been sold? We didn't need a suitcase or a handwritten note to feel the salt water at the back of the throat. It wasn't a tragedy, it wasn't a crime, just the slow, heavy hands of a different time. And oh, it was the night we knew without saying a word, the most painful goodbye that was never even heard. We were holding on tight to a ghost in a dream, while the fabric of always was ripping at the seam. I saw the light go out in the back of your eyes, beneath the velvet weight of the midsummer skies. Yeah, the clock didn't stop, but the world felt blue on the long, cold walk of the night we knew. Sometimes it's the quiet that breaks you in two, not the things that you say, but the things that you do. When you turn the ignition and you put it in drive, and you realize you're barely even feeling alive. I watched your tail light turn into a blur, and I became a was instead of a word. It was the night we knew without saying a word, the most painful goodbye that was never even heard. We were holding on tight to a ghost in a dream, while the fabric of always was ripping at the seam. I saw the light go out in the back of your eyes, beneath the velvet weight of the midsummer skies. God, the clock didn't stop, but the world felt blue on the long, cold walk of the night we knew. We knew before the sun came up, before the first light broke, the end of the road, the end of the smoke. I'm still walking from the night we knew.
nights were cutting through the heavy July mist. We were sitting in silence of a goodbye we almost kissed. I had my hand on the door, you had your foot on the brake, counting all the promises we weren't ready to break. You didn't say go, and I didn't say stay. We just let the engine hum the words we couldn't say. The radio was static, a low and hollow sound, while the world we built together was shaking on the ground. I remember the way the dashboard light hit your face, a map of every memory we were trying to erase. You looked at me then with a tear in your eye that wasn't quite a hello, but wasn't quite a goodbye. We were hovering in the doorway of a life we used to know, caught between the hold on tight and the gotta let it go. The clock on the dash clicked from 12 on to 1, and I wondered if our story had already been spun. Because a no is a wall and a yes is a floor, but a maybe is a ghost that keeps haunting the door. It's the cruelest of words, it's a beautiful lie. It's the reason I'm still waiting for the sun in the sky. Oh, I'm still living in the night we said maybe, stuck in the middle of I love you and save me. It wasn't an ending, it wasn't a start, just a slow motion fracture right through my heart. We left it all hanging on a Sunday, and if now I'm just a sailor on a crumbling cliff, the stars were all hiding, the moon was a lady in the cold, quiet shadow of the night. We said maybe. Now I see you in the grocery store 3 aisles away, and I rehearse all the maybes I'm too scared to say. Do you still have that sweater? Do you still hate the rain? Or have you found a definitely to wash out the stain? I'm a master of almost, a king of not quite, still wearing the jacket I wore on that night. I'm checking my phone like a message will come to tell me the maybe has finally been won. Maybe it's a prison with the door left unlocked. Maybe it's the silence after everyone's knocked. I'm screaming at later. or just a delay to keep me from seeing you walking away. We said maybe. The car's still idling in the back of my mind. The ghost of your profile is all that I find. Maybe next year, maybe next life. Maybe the word that cut deeper than any sharp knife. I'm still checking the lock on the front door at 10, like I'm waiting for footsteps to echo again. I bought your favorite wine, the one with the seal, and I stared at the glass, trying to make it feel real. The closet is half empty, a hollow white space, but I still see the shadow of your favorite lace. I'm a king in a kingdom of dust and of bone, building a life on a foundation of alone. They say that the pulse of a memory fades, like the sun slipping down through the window shades. But my chest is a drum that I can't seem to quiet, and my soul is a city in the middle of a riot. 'Cause I'm walking through fire, I'm swimming through blue, but everything leads me right back to you. It's the phantom vibration, the ache in the chest, the way that you haunt me when I try to rest. I've deleted the photos, I've moved all the chairs, but I still feel your hand as I walk up the stairs. It's a beautiful burden, a desperate eye, the way you still hold my heart. Saw you at the market just 3 hours away, and for a split second the world wasn't gray. You were picking out apples, the green and the tart, and I felt the old rhythm restart in my heart. I almost walked over, I almost said hey, but I saw how you looked at the time on display, like you had somewhere better, somewhere to be. And that somewhere, my darling, it wasn't with me. Yeah, they say that the pulse of a memory dies, but I'm looking at life through your hazel green eyes. And my chest is a drum that I can't seem to quiet. I'm a prisoner here in a peaceful riot. 'Cause I'm walking through fire, I'm swimming through blue, but everything leads me right back to you. It's the phantom vibration, the ache in the chest, the way that you haunt me when I try to rest. I've deleted the photos, I moved all the chairs, but I still feel your hand as I walk up the stairs. It's a beautiful burden, a desperate eye,
yesterday. You're the gravity pulling me into the ground, the only silence that makes any sound. Still hold my heart. You still hold it in your invisible hands, like a fistful of sands. I'm still yours, even if you aren't mine. The way you still hold my heart.